have to move out to the back. See all today, so
Okay, welcome everybody to the improv section. We are Tumbleweed, and we are going to do some long-form improvisation for you tonight. It's all made up on the spot, never been seen before. And what we're going to do is get some inspiration from you as an audience. We're going to sit and have a little chat about it a few times during the show, and that's going to inspire our scenes that you're going to see on stage. This is our first night performing as a group, so you get the honor of seeing our debut performance. So, yes, please turn your phones off. Forgot to mention that again in Brad's set, sorry about that. Yeah, please turn off your phones. And what we're going to need is a one-word suggestion from our audience, something you might find at your aunt's house.
I'm on my phone.
Something you might find.
A headache.
A headache. Okay, the word we're going to get for our inspiration tonight is headache. I used to. No.
That's 1, 2, 3, go.
Well, that's super awkward. Does it give you a headache when people don't listen to things?
It does actually. The more you repeat, the more
And you say, remember this, and they're like, I'm not gonna, that doesn't apply to me. 2 minutes later, it applies to you.
Yeah. When people hear you, but they hear,
like, yeah.
and they understand, but they still, they say yeah, but they don't do the thing.
Yeah.
I thought you wanted it off, and then I brought it back on, so...
Whatever.
Here it is. Because you wanted it off, or on.
It's on now, okay? So just sit in it.
And then leave it on.
Just sit in it. It's been 20 minutes. I said I would listen to your sales pitch.
Okay,
And you spent the first 20 minutes bringing a chair in and out of
just leave it off. I'm gonna leave it off. I got more room to maneuver.
Listen, I got a busy day. I gotta talk by the water cooler. I gotta update my calendar for the next month. Like, I got a lot of stuff to do. So just
I'm gonna
go
bring it
for
back on.
Just
Laura, we're getting a lot of complaints. You're not selling anything. You're just moving things in and out. It's knives, it's chairs. We tried with cars. You're just wasting petrol. It's not working, Laura. I have to fire you. I'm sorry.
No, I've got all that experience from being a driver of a van removal.
I know.
listen. I asked you to move my things from one house to another, not for you to move your moving van in and out of the driveway.
It's so difficult to get it right, though. I just
ran over my neighbor's cat over and over and over.
Once I'd done it once, I thought it was best to just continue following through.
It could have survived. It could have pulled through. We could have brought it to the A&E.
That is a thing that exists.
It does exist. It's got another name, I think.
So, yeah, I mean, you've definitely got the body for it, but tell me a little about the experience you have of being a model for nude drawings.
Well,
it's a simple job, but do you have experience at just standing still and looking your best?
standing still, not so much. However, for the nude models, I was thinking of starting a new range of...
You're really inspiring, actually. The movement is quite something.
I thought it would be a new way of finding the blur.
This is wonderful.
Finding the inner blur.
Shush, please. I'm hating your moving is lovely, but the talking is totally distracting.
Problem is it's hard to keep quiet. It feels odd, like I'm vulnerable when I'm quiet.
Damn it, I've ruined it now. No, I thought we had something wonderful, but it's totally unorthodox and it's not working. I'm sorry. It's been a pleasure.
The Just rethink it.
I'm getting
Look how low I go.
I'm getting paint on your naked body.
Okay.
Headache.
I hate when I get a headache. It's so irritating. I want to scream, but I can't. I'm sorry, but the boss asked me to kidnap you, and look, you gotta sit down. You gotta sit down there, and I gotta tie you up, and I don't want to, Michelle, because you're my wife, but I gotta do it. Just sit down. I can't help but feel entrapped. You should tie it up yet, Angie. If you got it nice and tied up. Just a minute, boss. I want it nice and tight, okay? Yeah, nice and tight. Just like they taught you in Girl Scouts for boys.
Don't use the twist ties because I need them for my sandwich later.
Yeah, I don't think you need to be worrying about having a sandwich.
Oh, because you're providing a boxed lunch?
I'm providing a box. And a lot of other... Laura...
Mitch, look.
Oh, this is awkward. I've never had to torture a lover before.
It is awkward. I thought we had a nice thing going. We said we wouldn't keep guns in the house! And we wouldn't bring known criminals into our bedroom unless the circumstances mitigated it.
I feel like there's a little bit too much chit-chat going on. I'm standing on the chair for emphasis. To be higher than you, literally and figuratively. More. It's better be very important. Go!
Look, Big Ben.
You're wasting words.
I have a lot of words to say, okay?
Hurry up.
You told me to marry that woman because you knew I loved her. And then 2 weeks later, you're getting me to torture her? And for what? For what? Because she made you a tuna sandwich when you wanted chicken? I hate tuna!
It's just, we had such a pleasant honeymoon. In Alcatraz, I should have seen it as a shining beacon of what our life would become. As it's a prison. Offshore.
You're so that's why I love you. You just...
Is it love? Or is it a federal crime? You're sort of like bridging gaps all over the place.
Whoa, that's a lot of insight. Sometimes love is like a crime. It's like a very dark and dangerous crime that stabs you in the arm like a small dental drill. Insightful?
No, I think you're thinking
I think so. I think so.
Well, I feel inclined to agree with you because I'm trapped here. I don't have a lot of options to disagree.
I didn't marry you because you were a pushover, okay?
So, you want to marry this girl. Now, it's the service where we have a bit of a chitty-chat first, just to make sure everything is in order. You're not going to be regretting this in any way, shape, or form.
Not much of a talker.
I'll sit down,
So we're talking about, the holy, sort of churchy, what I'm allowed to do to her once I marry her, right?
As in what you will express to her through the matrimony of love. Yes, 3 things, key things, that you will do, okay?
Have you ever killed a man? I have. It's a good feeling, and I'm hoping marriage is gonna replace that feeling. I gave up the murder. I'm hoping this is somehow gonna fill that hole that I have.
Using marriage to fill a gap, a gaping hole. What a terrible...
I don't know if it's in my heart, or in my hand, or in my brain, or in my leg. It's somewhere, and I thought maybe a woman...
You know what? This is a little unorthodox, but I am going to sign a special agreement, because this is now a thing where you have to get a little agreement to get married, and I've signed it, and here you go. You are now officially allowed to get married.
You have not really helped me if I'm on the right track.
They do actually have classes that they make you take when you get married. I don't know what
They
these
do.
classes involved, but there's 6 weeks of how to be married, and then after that, good to go, as far as they're concerned.
But hold on, what do you mean you don't know what they're involved? You're married.
I got married in Sweden. They were like, okay. We didn't even have to show ID at the courthouse. It was like, yeah, no, it's good. I don't think you're married, Erin. It was some guy in a van, and he said, go for it. I think we got it. We're good to go.
I don't really know.
Well, I just think that, as we've been together for 25 years, Mary, that it might be time to, I don't know, make me a sandwich, let me put my hand on your leg, get married, move in together. I don't know, I mean, you're 65, basically it's all over anyway.
Wait, I hear what you're saying, but I don't like the commitment, you see. I don't like the idea of having to make you a sandwich and me a sandwich. It's an awful lot to process, if you know what I mean. I like to make my own sandwich.
This is a bit of news to me. I guess we don't talk as much as we used to.
No, we do watch a lot of Coronation Street.
It's a wonderful show.
It's what brought us together.
Oh, Mags, do you remember that first time we met? Auditioning as extras, what were we thinking? Never a chance for Coronation Street. We thought we could have been part of what we loved.
Have you ever thought about being an extra in a movie / TV show? Because you've got that forgettable face, I think.
What's the only thing to say? Oh, I'm so excited.
I'm not talking movie star. I'm talking somewhere in the general background, maybe across the street, doing a walk by. You'd be great at it.
so much.
All those big ideas.
What are we thinking, Leopold?
Well, we found each other. And what a time it's been. I mean, the last years have been a blur of advertisements and gripping storylines. Not to hear in our house, of course. It's just been deliveries and watching the dishes pile up around us.
What did you say, love? I was watching the telly.
Oh, did something happen?
Something that Charlene.
Charlene's a right goer, isn't she?
Oh, she's a rat goer. That's what you said, isn't it? Goer.
Goer.
Oh, did I mishear you again?
Let's turn it off.
Shall we? No. Are you sure?
I'm not sure at all.
Let's do it at the same time.
All right.
All right. I'll put down my sandwich, like I already did. You hold your remote. It's good that we have two. We'll do a cheers first.
All right.
Hold my hand.
Okay.
Okay.
1, 2, 3.
Next on Singing with the Stars, we have a young brunette just out of college competing against a fresh-faced American person.
Don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it.
Welcome to Firefighters with Cats.
I don't like it.
Shall we go back? Shall we go back? Or shall we go?
This is the closest I've got to you in years.
I didn't even notice! Meow! I'm still here!
So something about this show. Hey, Randy, there's a cat up this tree.
Is this enough? My mum used to be addicted to EastEnders, but she would hide it. Like she knew that, sorry, no offense to anyone who loves EastEnders, but she kind of knew. Do you want to move over? You're a little heavy.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. Oh, sorry. Let's make some room.
No, she just kind of knew that it wasn't okay. So she'd like, as in she'd be like, oh, I just have to go check something, and she'd be going to record
She'd hide it.
She would just not ever tell you, and then if you came into the room, she would quickly change the channel.
But you always know.
Oh,
You know.
oh, you know, you can hear it. It's really loud.
So she both tried to hide it and turn the volume way up.
Yeah.
I'm somebody waiting to be caught, really.
It's like, why would you hide that though? It's very depressing and kind of dull.
Foreign to Americans.
Foreign to
I guess you would hide it because you feel like it's not acceptable TV, which I feel like if you watch it, just embrace it, right?
I have something to tell you.
Alright.
It may change your opinion of me, but don't let it. But it might, but don't let it. But just think about it a little bit and you might understand it, but don't judge me, but you might.
Is this about the comb?
It's about the comb. I have been raising bees upstairs in the attic, and I've been calling it the comb. But like, don't judge me, cause like I know you're deathly allergic, but I thought you'd never find out, and now you're finding out. 'Cause I'm
Why do
telling
you think I put up all these signs saying no combs?
You could spell it better than you could pronounce it.
I got them made especially because I'm so allergic, and they cost me a lot of money to print.
But like, I didn't want to say anything, but like, it's just you and me living here. Why did you have to put up a sign and not just tell me?
Come on! No honey, no bees, and no combs!
But like, I know, but like, you know, you could have just told me, like, we had that family meeting, and you had items to add to the agenda, but I didn't understand that you were saying, you didn't like, you know, you felt like all the bear cubs were in the neighborhood.
You're my sister, you know about my nasal problems. You know this, you should write
That's, you know, in the end, that's why the signs are actually helpful, because then it's written and I understand you.
There should be a footnote on every minute from every meeting. That you're aware of the fact that M's are B's and B's are...
Fine, listen, I just...
Oh my god!
Hold on, it's fine.
This is not fine!
But it's fine. I have to talk to you about carpooling tomorrow.
Well, my whole face is gonna swell up like it did when I was 5, and I'm gonna die, because when you're over 5, you die, and when you're over 5, your face swells up.
And you have a terrible speech impediment. It's from the bees. I know.
You hate me!
I don't hate bees, I raise them!
You hate bees!
Listen,
I love you!
now why was there a bee in the beginning of that?
I'm very stressed!
Listen, just get out of here, go back upstairs!
Come take me!
Dublin to twice the size of normal, but that's completely to be expected.
My body is twice the size as normal, but my soul feels half.
Beautiful thing to say. Now, I'm just going to massage your very large, inflamed body. So,
Doesn't sound good.
if it hurts, just let me know and I'll say words of encouragement.
Okay. Oh, that's very painful. Yep, that's worse than the bee sting.
Good, you're doing great. You're
Oh,
doing very well.
the pain is taking over from the sadness. It's quite pleasant.
Have you ever thought about being a novelist? You have such a way with words.
Really? Maybe you could pen it for me because my fingers are too swollen.
Pen it.
Maybe
I don't quite know what pen it means.
Maybe you could pen it. You could write it. Oh, nurse, you're just like my sister. Nobody understands me. I have so much to give. Apart from this fluid.
Speaking of that, I'm just going to drain you now. Now, I don't want you to get alarmed, but there will be strange noises of fluid draining.
That sounds like there's an animal inside of me.
Exactly.
It feels very good, actually.
Look, you can watch all the fluid going from your inflamed body into the pouch.
It's making me feel guilty on top of my sadness because I'm embarrassed because it's so gross and you're very pretty.
What a lovely thing to say. Again. Now, pen and paper. For you,
Oh,
write what you feel.
you were my
Write what
muse.
you feel. Write what you... I'm just trying to encourage, create an atmosphere, if you will. Write what you feel. Write what you feel.
Feel a little uncomfortable. That's not beautiful at all.
Keep on going, you'll be fine.
Sometimes I like to draw bees.
All the fluid appears to be draining and leaking.
Sometimes.
We have a little bit of a leaking fluid problem. Don't worry about it. We'll get the mop. Okay. Keep
No,
on going.
it's not
Don't mind
working.
me. Now you're losing a lot of fluid, so if you start to feel a little dizzy, just right through that.
I go home. I feel fine now.
I told you you've lost all your bodily fluid to this point. Don't worry about that.
Would you like to go on a date?
I read the words you penned, and I have to say, I had no idea you felt like that. And I'm ready to be your sister again, and let's tear down these signs.
Let's tear down the comb! The comb is the issue, not the signs!
We'll get rid of all of the signs.
I'll still be allergic!
And we'll just put all of the signs in storage, and that'll fix everything. This has been the Headache Show. Now if you want to go down and get more drinks, we'll get things set up and show a couple short films. So thanks all for coming. Woo!